In an interview today, Russian President Vladimir Putin called him a man of difficult fate who had made serious mistakes in life, but also, quote, a talented man. Joining me now is Dmitri Alperovitch, he's the chairman of geopolitics and think tank in Washington, D.C. He came to the U.S. from Russia in 1994. Dmitri, you and I had an opportunity to chat yesterday. I know now you've learned a little bit more. What do you think of Vladimir Putin's message out today regarding Prigozhin?
Well, it was a very touching speech. I almost shed a tear, but in all seriousness, we should not forget that President Putin never forgets betrayal, and he considers Prigozhin a traitor. In fact, he gave an interview a few years ago where someone asked him, do you ever forgive anything? And he said, yes, but I never forgive betrayal. And he famously called out Prigozhin and Wagner traitors when they launched that mutiny against him in June. And now 2 months later, to the day of that mutiny, Prigozhin is dead.
You mentioned to me yesterday, I remember our conversation because I thought it was striking because I immediately went to, oh, Vladimir Putin must be behind this, as most of us in Western media do. But you cautioned me on that. You said, you know, Prigozhin had a long list of enemies, Nick. It's possible that one of them could have been responsible for this. Do you still feel that way, even after Mr. Putin's statement today?
It's still a possibility. I think it's diminishing in its likelihood. Putin's statement was very, very interesting. He did not miss an opportunity to call out that Prigozhin had vast business interests, including significant oil, gas, and precious stone business in Africa, as he said, which is a reminder to the Russian people, don't be too empathetic to this guy. He is very, very rich. He had a lot of business interests that regular citizens in Russia would never have an opportunity to have. He was essentially an oligarch. He doesn't deserve your tears. One
of the things we talked about yesterday, too, is we weren't sure. Assuming, in fact, that Prigozhin is indeed dead, because we're still working to confirm that, we thought that possibly it could have been an explosive device on the plane, or we're hearing today that it may have been a surface-to-air missile. Does that make a difference if indeed one item was used in difference to the other?
It does. If it's a surface-to-air missile, it was clearly the Russian state that would have done this this assassination, whether it was under direction of Putin or the direction of the Ministry of Defense. There is no possibility that this would have been a gangster rival or the Ukrainians, for example. If this was a bomb that was smuggled on the plane, it opens up other possibilities, and namely the Ukrainians that certainly have suffered a lot of casualties as a result of this very brutal man, Yevgeny Prigozhin, and would not want to miss an opportunity to assassinate him.
Dmitri Alperovitch, once again, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.